It's Laura Eubanks of Design for Serenity with your succulent tip of the day, and it's day 2 in Pacific Beach with the Coral Reef installation. And you're probably wondering why we're in my garden and we're not in Pacific Beach. Well, I had a genius idea. So the little euphorbia trigona that I planted there, I wasn't happy with it. I really wanted it up higher in the installation. And one of you, Robert, suggested putting it in a pot, which is a great idea, but that's also in the front yard. It's a heavily trafficked area, and I'm concerned, one, about potential for theft, and two, I don't like to put drippers in pots. One, I don't like the way the dripper looks in the pot, and two, it's impossible to regulate the amount of water that pot gets. So here's my idea. I'm going to take my gorgeous euphorbia trigona out of my garden. This is the perfect height. So I'm going to take it over there, pot and all. Then when we get there, I will take it out of the pot and plant it in the ground, take the one that's over there, bring it home and put it in this pot. And we'll just raise another one. Yeah, love it. So that is my solution to that problem. Can't wait for you guys to see it. Next, we are off to the rock yard to get the top dressing. All right, we are at Southwest Boulder and Stone in Chula Vista to pick up our top dressing rock, and they are stocked to the gills. If you are near and are interested, they've got the jade boulder. They don't generally have this, so get it while it's hot. Yeah, I mean, look at these boulders. Tons of Baja Cresta and Apache Sunset, which I love. And check this out. It looks like somebody took a turquoise crayon and just colored on these rocks. Isn't that so cool? Dang. I just love that. And look at all of the bulk baskets of Mexican beach pebbles. They've got tons of flagstone. Oh, look, they're going to cut our bag o top dressing. So, or untie it. So I decided to go with black and black 3/4, and I got here, we called ahead and they're like, oh yeah, we have that. So I get here and they're all, we don't have that. And I was really mad, but I'm glad that I didn't blow my top, because it turns out they have black 3/8, which is actually, I think, going to be better. It's a smaller rock, and in this small space that we're doing, that's probably going to be even better. I think that's more than half a yard, which in this case is not going to be helpful at all. I might have to put some buckets of free top dressing rock out at my curb today. But anywho, yeah, they've got the sunburst pebbles. Let's come over and take a look at the fountains. Ooh, a lot of you are asking me also about chunky fiberglass. Check that out. That's gorgeous. And this is typically where we get our basalt fountains. And you can see they have a lot of them on display here. All different sizes and shapes and types of rock. Then here, they've shown you, given you some kind of examples of how the rock might look in situ, if you will. This is Palm Springs Gold 1/2. That's Southwest Brown over there. Then they've got, the dark cocoa brown DG. They've got the gold DG over on the other side, and then just the standard DG in the middle. They've got some flagstones, and then inside it at Southwest Boulder, they have some more fountains on display, and then a lot of bagged rock all along the walls and in the middle. So if you just need bags, you'd want to come inside. They have it all stacked up over here. They've got fiberglass inside. So this is a really well-stocked rock yard right now. I am happy to report. Ooh, look at that bench, Hannah. That's cool. I like it. Oh, look what they did with the wine bottles. Super clever. All right, anywho, so, if you're looking for something to do, you might want to come down and take a look. So, here's the poor little errant trigona. So interesting, too, to look at how colored this one is compared to mine. Both are the rubra variety, but you remember, those that you follow closely know that my trigona lived along the side of the house over by Bentley's toilet and didn't get a whole heck of a lot of sunshine. So I was surprised, comparatively speaking, just how green mine was. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here. Okay, so we're going to take out this little guy. And then I'm going to take him home, put him in that pot that I took this guy out of, and we'll just start over. But I can't wait for you guys to see how much better this trigona is going to look in this spot. Okay, so the little mini coral reef is complete. These are the rocks that I used. I brought in the Mexican beach that, is everywhere in the parking strip and in the neighbor's yard. I brought in some burgundy 3/4. I had a little bit of smaller 1/2 inch Mexican beach at home, so I brought a little of that in. And of course we used the black 3/8, and then I had a little bag of Sunburst Pebble 1 to 2. So what I did, and it took me a minute to work it out, typically I do a more formal ribbon where it's really tight, but for this it didn't feel right. I started to go real tight with the burgundy 3/4 and it didn't look good. So I just started kind of slopping rock around, and it just looked a whole lot more natural and more undersea and kind of coral reefy, if you will. And that's what I ended up doing. I just splashed the larger rock, kind of like the same way I do with my planting. We do our big things first. So I used the big Mexican beach, splash, 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 splash. Then I pulled in the burgundy 3/4, wove that all the way through. Don't forget the back of your installations as well. So I pulled in the Mexican beach, the burgundy, and the littler 1/2 inch Mexican beach, and the Sunburst back in the back as well. Also, another thing that I did was these pot rocks and the lava boulder, I had them laying flat yesterday. Today, I sat them up. This rock was laying down flat, set it up, backed a bunch of 3/8 in behind it to hold it steady. I did the same thing with this pot rock. It was laying flat, because the whole concept behind the coral reef is to create shelves and ledges. So I fixed it. What's bugging me now is how desperate I want to do gutters on this black fence. So I'm going to lobby for that with the client. Wish me luck, because I just really think that would be the piece de resistance on this wall or on this fence. It would really bring it home, wouldn't it? Also, curious what you think about the hardware, about the faucet. Now, I don't mind it. And obviously, these plants are going to grow up to conceal it completely, but this is the city shut off for the irrigation. And I think it marries really nicely in the installation now. I'm not bothered by that at all. Greg came by this morning also and schooled the client on their irrigation, set the timer to go off twice a week for 10 minutes on drip. These are very young plants with very shallow roots, and at this point a little more is better than a little less until they get established, and then we can turn things down. We'll also be supporting this jacaranda tree on the same station, so that was also a consideration. Gosh, Hannah, what more can we tell them? We can't tell them anymore, huh? This was an odyssey over the last couple of days, and just as fun as I thought it would be. Turned out just as spectacular as I'd hoped. If you're ever in Pacific Beach, come down Opal Avenue and you can see this installation for yourself. This has been Laura Eubanks of Design for Serenity with the grand reveal of the mini coral reef in Pacific Beach and your succulent tip of the day. Bye, guys.